Leon had mastered the sacred art of not being seen, a discipline he had perfected ever since Queen Sailira started appearing in the same corridors far too often to be coincidence. The Star Fortress was enormous, kilometers of alloy halls, shimmering energy conduits, and enough empty space to hide 10,000 humans. Yet somehow he kept spotting the Queen's long, elegant ears around every corner like destiny had a sense of humor and a personal grudge. He pressed himself against a humming plasma conduit, pretending to be part of the machinery. It was glowing blue. He was wearing yellow. It was a terrible plan. But it was better than being noticed by the ruler of the most formidable warrior empire in the quadrant, especially when her ears twitched in ways he couldn't interpret. Twitching ears could mean curiosity, amusement, irritation, or worse, that she was trying not to laugh at him again. Her footsteps echoed lightly, almost musical against the metallic floor. Alien queens apparently walked like feathered ghosts. Leon held his breath. The plasma conduit chose that exact moment to hiccup, releasing a sizzling spark that shot past his cheek with a whistle. He yelped, jumped out of hiding, and came face to face with Sailira herself. Well, face to chest. She was taller, unfairly so. She blinked at him, her silver eyes widening, ears lifting in surprise. "Human Leon," she said in a voice smooth enough to make bureaucratic announcements sound romantic. "Were you repairing that conduit?" "Yes," he blurted, absolutely not repairing anything. "Routine maintenance, very routine. So routine it practically maintains itself. I was just supervising the maintenance that maintains itself." Her ears angled back slightly, a sign he had learned meant she was suppressing a smile. "I see." He did not see. He only saw escape routes. Before she could say anything else, he ducked under her arm with the grace of a startled lizard and sprinted down the corridor. He heard her exhale, soft, puzzled, almost hurt, and something in his chest pinched. Then a maintenance drone rounded the corner too fast and smacked into him with a cheerful bonk, knocking him flat. The drone hovered apologetically. "Please state complaint. Collision detected. Probability of emotional damage. High." "I'm fine," Leon groaned. "Just my dignity." "Dignity not found," the drone replied. "Yeah, that checks out." He shuffled to his feet and limped away before Sailira could catch up. The Queen was kind. She was calm. She was terrifying. Not because she had ever threatened him. She never had. But because she was the living symbol of a warrior race that could slice through starfleets like warm butter. Humans were fragile. He was extremely fragile. And the Queen kept looking at him like he was something more than a technician who constantly tripped over his own boots. He fled into the engineering deck, a cavernous space buzzing with graviton coils and reactors that pulsed like the heartbeat of a mechanical titan. The air smelled faintly of ozone and burnt caffeination tablets. Someone had dropped theirs into a vent again. Leon pretended to check readings on a console, which wasn't even powered on. The engineer beside him, a four-armed Arvenian who multitasked like a creature born with built-in chaos, glanced over. "You hiding from the Queen again?" she asked while simultaneously calibrating a graviton emitter, drinking nutrient gel, and knitting a scarf. "No," he said. "Yes, maybe, definitely." She pointed one long finger at him. "She keeps asking about you, in a soft voice. Queens do not use soft voices." "That's the problem," Leon hissed. "Why is her voice soft? Why is she even looking for me? I'm just me." The Arvenian tilted her head. "Maybe she likes—" "Nope, don't say it." "Your face." "I said don't say it." "She said it first." Leon froze. "She what?" The Arvenian nodded with all four hands. "Yesterday. She told the council your face was, how did she phrase it, pleasingly earnest in a way that inspires calm. Then she asked where you were, ear twitch and everything." Leon wished for death. Not dramatic death, just something quick and tidy that didn't involve queens or council meetings or earnest faces. Before he could craft a new hiding strategy, perhaps faking his own disappearance and moving to a distant moon, the ship AI chimed across the speakers. "Attention crew, Queen Sailira entering engineering deck." Leon squeaked. The Arvenian shoved him behind a stack of flux coils. "Hide better this time." He tried, he really did. But the coils were reflective. So the first thing Sailira saw when she stepped into the room was his face mirrored back at her 12 times like a guilty kaleidoscope. She approached quietly, ears lowered in something that looked suspiciously like worry. "Human Leon, why do you flee whenever I approach?" His breath caught. He couldn't answer. Not yet. Not when he didn't understand the answer himself. She stepped closer, the faint shimmer of her royal armor reflecting the reactor light. "Did I wrong you somehow?" Her voice was soft again, too soft. It made him panic in ways explosions never had. Maintenance emergency," he shouted, pointing at a random console. "Critical blinking thing." The console wasn't blinking. She stared. He ran. And somewhere behind him, he thought he heard her whisper his name like it meant something. Leon's day began with a plan: survive it. That was all. No heroics, no accidental encounters with queens, no getting stuck in ventilation shafts again. Just survive. But as all sensible plans do aboard the Star Fortress, it collapsed before breakfast. He was halfway through repairing a jittery cargo bot. Its personality chip insisted every object was its best friend. When the bot suddenly declared, "Alert! Emotional turbulence detected in vicinity. Possibly royal in nature." Leon nearly swallowed his screwdriver. "Don't say that, she'll hear you." "Apologies," the bot whispered loudly. "Would you like me to cry in shame?" "No, don't wait, can you even cry?" The bot paused, downloading crying protocol. "Please wait." Leon grabbed its faceplate. No downloading emotional add-ons. Too late. The bot emitted a single metallic sob and slumped dramatically, which was exactly when the ship lurched violently to one side, sending Leon sprawling across the deck. Alarms wailed, panels flickered, and gravity itself hiccuped like a drunk star whale. The AI chimed calmly, spatial distortion detected. Please remain still while the universe considers its life choices. The floor tilted. The ceiling tilted. One of them was lying. Leon floated upward as the gravity field faltered, his limbs flailing uselessly. "I hate spatial anomalies," he yelped. He preferred normal, predictable disasters. Crew members tumbled past him like slow-motion acrobats. Someone shouted that the distortion was growing. Someone else shouted that their lunch was escaping. A packet of nutrient noodles drifted by Leon's ear like a serene jellyfish. Then the Queen appeared. She strode through the chaos as if gravity respected her more than physics itself, her long ears streaming behind her like pale banners in the shifting light. She activated a shimmering personal shield, the field bending around her in geometric spirals. Her warriors hovered behind her, literally hovered, thanks to their grav boots, while she scanned the room with sharp silver eyes. Leon, still stuck to the ceiling like a panicked ornament, groaned. "Not now," he muttered. "Anyone but her." Her gaze snapped upward, their eyes met, her ears perked in a startled arc. "Human Leon." "Hello," he said weakly. "I am doing ceiling maintenance." She blinked once, twice, her lips twitched. "Ceiling maintenance." "Yes," he insisted. "Very specialized work, not everyone can do it." "Because it requires falling upward." He tried to cross his arms, but floating ruined its dramatic effect. "Exactly." A flicker of amusement softened her face, but only for a heartbeat. The distortion pulsed through the room, twisting the air into wobbling heat waves. Sailira raised her voice. "The rift is destabilizing the gravity core. We must reach the control nexus." Leon drifted in a slow circle. "How? I can't even reach the floor." Her expression shifted, something like determination with a touch of concern. She leapt upward, catching him by the wrist with surprising gentleness. Her shield expanded to wrap around them both, stabilizing their motion. He felt weight return in increments, like the universe begrudgingly remembering it had rules, until his boots touched the deck again. The moment her hand left his wrist, he felt cold in a way that had nothing to do with temperature. "Stay close," she commanded softly. "The distortion grows stronger." "I really think I'm more of a watch from afar type," he argued, dodging a floating toolbox. A warrior zipped past them. "The human's panic energy is destabilizing the gravity wave." "It is not," Leon snapped, then paused. "Wait, is that possible?" "No," Sailira assured him, "but your expression suggests it might be." They hurried down the corridor. Well, Celira hurried. Leon stumbled behind her as gravity pulsed like an indecisive tide. The walls warped, stretching longer one second and shorter the next, as though the fortress itself was breathing wrong. In the Nexus chamber, everything floated. Tools, screens, chairs, one extremely confused cat-sized maintenance creature spinning slowly in midair. The graviton core at the center pulsed violently, its stabilizers flickering like dying stars. Leon grabbed a console, anchoring himself. I can fix this. Probably, maybe, if the universe cooperates, which it rarely does. Celira stood beside him, her ears angled forward in focus. Tell me what to do. His brain short-circuited for a moment. Queens were not supposed to ask him what to do. Queens gave orders. They didn't wait for panicked humans to give technical advice. But she waited. Leon pointed. We need to realign the triaxial stabilizers. If they stay misaligned any longer, the distortion will collapse the field and turn the whole deck into a very embarrassing smear. Celira nodded. Understood. She moved with precision, her armor refracting light like shards of a star. He worked beside her, tapping commands into flickering panels while she adjusted the massive stabilizer rings. Every second, the distortion pulse pressed harder, warping gravity into dizzying spirals that pulled him left, then right, then up. When the feedback surge hit, Leon lost his grip. The room twisted, ceilings became floors, floors became skies, and he felt himself rising again, breath ripped from his lungs. Celira grabbed him. No hesitation, no fear. She pulled him close as her shield flared, locking them in a pocket of stable gravity. Her long ears brushed his cheek, soft and warm and trembling. It's all right, she murmured. He didn't understand why her voice shook. Together, they threw the final switch. The distortion collapsed in a brilliant flash, gravity slammed back into place, and everything crashed to the floor in a catastrophic clatter. Leon landed on top of a chair. The chair did not survive. He groaned, I hate chairs. Celira knelt beside him, her expression unreadable. You are unharmed. I've been worse, he said. Once I tripped so hard I broke a medical scanner. The medics made me sign a warning label. Her ears twitched in amusement, but her eyes were soft, too soft. Human Leon, she said slowly, you must stop running from me. His heart thudded painfully. And before he could answer, she added, barely above a whisper. There is something I need to tell you. Leon had always assumed that the most dangerous moment of his life would involve explosions, sword-wielding aliens, or at the very least an ill-tempered plasma reactor. He did not expect the most terrifying moment to be sitting in a quiet chamber with Queen Celira, who stood only a few paces away. Her long ears lowered in a way that made his heart behave like it had forgotten which beats went where. The chamber was dim, lit by floating holographic lanterns that drifted lazily above them like bored fireflies. The fortress hummed peacefully, no distortions, no alarms, nothing trying to turn him into ceiling Dacre. It should have been calming. It was not calming. Not when the Queen's eyes kept flicking toward him like she was gathering courage. He shifted in his seat. The chair, thankfully, survived the movement. So, you said you had something to tell me. Something important. Hopefully not, you committed a royal offense punishable by something dramatic. Her ears twitched. That was not comforting. Leon, she began softly, you misunderstand me. Well, that tracks, he muttered. I misunderstand everything. You misunderstand why I seek you, she corrected gently. He froze, stomach flipping as though gravity had glitched again. You seek me. She stepped closer, not with the silent precision of a warrior queen, but with hesitance, an unsteady grace that made her seem strangely human. You run from me, she said. You avoid me at every turn. And I fear I have done something to drive you away. Her voice wavered. Queens' voices did not waver. Stars exploded before a queen's voice did that. Leon swallowed hard. You didn't do anything. I mean, you're you. You're powerful and respected and, well, you glow sometimes when you're angry. It's intimidating. I'm a technician who once got stuck in a trash chute. Her lips trembled in a brief smile. Your stories are very memorable. They're not supposed to be, he insisted. They're supposed to be forgotten so no one brings them up ever again. She stepped close enough that he could see the faint shimmer of energy in her silver irises. Leon, I do not look for you because of duty or curiosity or amusement. Her ears lowered further, a delicate curve of vulnerability. I look for you because I value you. His brain tried to reboot. Value him. Her people valued strength, bravery, warriors who had carved their names into battlefields across galaxies. Leon valued not dying on stairs. He shook his head slowly. You value me. You saved 3 of my warriors during the outer spiral conflict, she said. You dragged them from a collapsing bunker, though you were unarmed and terrified. He blinked. I was more than terrified, I was screaming. They remember, she whispered, fondly. That's worrying. Her laugh slipped out, soft as starlight. Then her expression turned earnest. They owe you their lives, and so do I. He stared at her. I didn't save you. No, she said, but you taught my warriors something I could not. Her voice dropped. That courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to act despite it. They followed your example. I learned from it as well. Leon's heart thudded loudly enough he was sure the lanterns could hear. She took a breath that trembled. And there is one more reason I seek you. He made a weak gesture. Please don't say it's because I look earnest. Someone on the council said that once and I still haven't recovered. It is because, she murmured, when you are near I feel peace. Peace from him. His throat tightened. Salira, I avoided you because I thought I wasn't worthy of your attention. I thought you saw me as a nuisance, or fragile, or, he hesitated, cheeks burning, just silly. You are not silly, she said with firm conviction. You are brave, you are clever, you are unexpectedly resourceful. And your humor, her ears perked shyly. Your humor confuses me, but I find myself thinking about it long after you leave. Really? Yes, especially the one about the gravity malfunction in your shoes. That wasn't a joke, he whispered. That actually happened. She blinked. Oh, a beat of silence. Then she smiled, small, warm, genuine. Then your life is very humorous. Unfortunately, the tension broke, dissolving into something lighter. It felt like gravity settling into place after too long drifting. She stepped closer still. Leon, will you continue avoiding me? He looked at her, at the queen who had faced down war fleets, who had steadied him through distortion storms, whose ears trembled now like she feared his answer. And he realized with slow clarity that he wasn't afraid anymore. Not of her, not of being seen. I don't want to avoid you, he said honestly. Not anymore. Her breath caught. Then you will stay by my side. He managed a crooked smile. As long as you promise not to sneak up behind me, or above me, or in any direction involving unexpected royalty. I cannot promise that, she replied gravely. I am very good at sneaking. He groaned. Of course you are. Her laughter filled the chamber, brighter than any lantern. He stood, brushing off his uniform. For once, he didn't feel like the awkward human hiding behind plasma conduits. For once, he felt steady. Salira extended her hand, royal, elegant, uncertain. Leon took it without hesitation. Outside the chamber, the Star Fortress thrummed back to daily life. Warriors drilled, engineers bickered with bots, spatial anomalies stayed blessedly dormant. But something had shifted, something quiet yet enormous. He wasn't running anymore. And Salira wasn't searching. They were walking forward together.